Heather from Hooked on Pickin' here. I'm going to explain to you some of the tips and tricks when picking clothing. Now, let me preface it with, I've only sold clothing for 2 weeks, but we've had really, really good sales in 2 weeks. So we started with a batch of 23 and sold 14 items in the first week of selling clothing. So some of the things to look for when selling clothing. When we scan clothing, if you come down here to your Amazon sales app, and I've got my other phone here so I can show you, if you notice right here, there is no sales rank. And so that's something that usually scares a lot of people away, but we have found that most of the items that we have sold absolutely have no sales rank. The 14 items we've sold, no sales rank, and they've sold within a week. And so that's something to be aware of. Another thing is that we usually stay away from is, if you go to the next screen, this is a different item. If you go to the next screen, it says, we cannot estimate all fees due to missing details in this product. And that means it's never been sold on FBA. And just because I'm a new seller, I've been straying away from picking up items like that because I don't know if there's an issue in selling them from the warehouse. And so I usually just avoid those right from the get-go. Now, if you're a clothing seller and you've sold items that have those warnings on them and have not had a problem, please comment, let me know. I'd be glad to open that category up. But I'm just trying to be a little bit careful, a little bit wary because, like I said, I'm not super knowledgeable in the area of clothing. Also, another tip to be aware of is each specific item, depending on the size, will have a different listing. So if you notice, I've got different piles of these red dresses. This is a 2 toddler red dress here. This is a 4 toddler red dress, and this is a 3 toddler red dress. And if you, just because they're different sizes, they're actually a completely different listing. So just because you find one item doesn't mean you can buy every size in that item, because the size small may not be in the Amazon inventory list. Now you can create the listing so that it does appear there, but I just want you to be aware that each individual size has a separate listing. And so we have found that children's clothing seems to be the one that we have the best margins on. Not that you can't sell adult clothing, it just seems like because children's clothing and kids grow so fast, the turnover is much faster. And so we've been able to buy most of these items for $2 to $4, and we're going to be able to sell them from anywhere from $16 to $50. And so we are able to get a really, really good margin on that. So these are just a few things to look forward to. There's also some seasonal things you can get. This is St. Patrick's Day, and I can go ahead and put those in a tote and decide to sell next year, or I can try to sell them now. It's totally up to me. These look like Christmassy dresses, but I purchased them because they're short sleeved, and we can sell them now even though it's summertime, because some people just like the color red. So just those are a few things that we know just from selling clothing. It's been a good category to open up for us, and if you're finding inventory issues where you can't find a lot, try looking into different categories that you feel like when you're going out shopping you can find. Automotive, or health and beauty, or grocery, or clothing, things like that that aren't automatically on your initial seller account. You can fill out an application online and see if Amazon can approve it. And they usually never say no. They usually will just say, if it's not approved, we need more information, and you can just call them to find out what you need to do. I hope this has been helpful. If you have tips for me, please share and comment and subscribe. If I have helped you, please comment and let me know that. I love to answer questions, and I'm usually pretty quick about it. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins.